Right, how's that? Alright, hopefully you can see that. Alright, firstly, just load up Hyperspin. Okay, now Alt-Tab, basically out of it, back to the desktop. So it should be running, still in the background there. Right, that's the first thing to do. I've just changed the way I do this, so ignore that first sort of part, because I thought there could be an issue with that task.deactivated.game if you're potentially just exiting back. If there's another exe called game, it could find that and just play with it. So to future-proof it, or to avoid any issues, I've just changed it. So follow this now. So basically create a batch file anywhere on your PC. If you know how to make a batch file, hopefully, just go new, text document. In this case, if we're doing Raiden 4, just call it R4, and then just call it .bat, for instance, at this stage. Right, edit the file, and just type exit, and that's it, because we don't actually really want it to do anything. Right, so save that. Now, eventghost, for some reason, it doesn't pick up the names of bat files, but it does with exe files. So in this case, I had to get basically a program just called bat to exe converter. It's pretty simple. Just click that. In this case, I'll go to where I made that other one, which was Raiden4.bat. Just go open, make sure it's a visible application, all this, and just go compile. Right, so if you go back to that, where you made it, should have, now, you can basically delete that bat file, you don't need it anymore. So just the r4.exe, and double click it. Simple as that, it will just open and close immediately. Okay, now, the next thing we probably want to do is go to your PC launcher modules file. So if you know where that is, should be Hyperlaunch modules. Go down to your PC launcher, double click the INI. Right, and go right down to where all your games. So in this case, I'm going to where I've got the Raiden 4, and now you want to make a thing that says a post exit, so do that and put post exit equals, and then put your drive and so forth, all the your folders and the exe that you just created, so that the one you converted from the bat file. So in this case, I made one just before, which was called r4restore.exe, and that's all you basically need to do now. So now when you exit out of that Raiden 4, it will load up that exe, and eventghost will actually pick it up as a separate exe and not just something. So since we did it all before, we can now go to eventghost. It should be down your bottom right. If you click there, you should have eventghost running there. Click show eventghost. Right, I've got one there, but I'll make a new one basically. So up here, that's your macros. Click there. Just go cancel now. Doesn't really matter. Call this anything you want. I mean, just call it. You can call it restore, raid, or just Raiden 4 if you wanted to. I suppose they'll do. Raiden 4. So now you've got a event there, okay? Next you want to, because eventghost, what it does is it captures pretty much everything that runs through your PC, so all down the here is like basically a log. So you can put plugins that, I've got one here which picks up all my keyboard keys I put in. But just go up there, you should have one up a wee bit probably. So here I've got one which says task created, or task new window, any of these. You want one that says task.created R4, or similar to that, to whatever you call the batch file. So now basically click on it, and just drag it down to your macro you created. So in this case, the one I just made then, it will automatically add it into it. So now you've got an event. So what the event does is when the computer picks up, for instance, that's been run, you can then create a macro to do anything you want, really. So now, as soon as that happens, anything I add from now on will happen. So in this case, now what I want it to do is go up to Add Action, and you want to go Find a Window, which is under Window. Click OK. Now you've got all the stuff, so just click on Hyperspin. Should be, because you've got it running in the background, it should be up on your main page there. So that's all you have to do, and just click OK. So now that adds into basically this macro. So now you've got task create and then the find window of hyperspin.exe. Again, go up to your add action up here, under window, restore. Okay, that's it. You've just created the macro. So now you want to go up and click or save it as something if you wanted to. Anything you want. It's that simple. So what happens now is that when you basically do the game, so I'll delete this one just because I've already got one basically. I'm doubling up, but let's go delete. Don't close the program, just minimize it. It hides its way in the bottom right there. So go back to Hyperspin. Just round 4 now. Yeah, loads up. Exit. Every time it works. That's it. So for each game you're probably best to do the same thing. So create a new macro, basically create a new batch file and then convert it to an exe and do the same thing again, and just create multiple macros for all the games that you want to do this. If you do it the first way I was talking about, it could have issues, and this way it makes sure that it doesn't have issues. And that's it.